Welcome to Stay Curious, everybody. I am your host, Marquette, and we're so glad you're with us today as we broadcast live from downtown Titusville, Florida, in the American Space Museum studios that many of you have been in. Thank you for watching today. And when we're late and not on time at 4 o'clock live, go back and watch the 1,000 episodes we have categorized on already on YouTube. But I'm late because I'm dealing with somebody in the Space Museum as the director, and I'm proud to do that. And sometimes it's just always a juggling event. Marty Winkle's always here, my co-producer for 5.5 years. Marty doing a great job with our Streamlabs program there. If you're hearing any echoes or anything like that right out of the shoot today, please let us know. As we know, we've had some problems with that. Let me go down here and make sure that our American Space Museum is coming up live there, Marty. Let me skip that. There we go. We got two Gemini Spacecraft in orbit today. Echo, quite an echo. Okay. And Marty, unplug your device completely there. And we will see if that makes the echo go away. We won't be able to hear from Marty today. But we don't know what that's going on. Nice talking to Tom Celentano. Or Tom Musiak and Doug Forrest. Did the echo go away, everybody? So awful echoes, says Steve Jokums. And we'll see as I get back. Oh. It is a bad echo, Marty. As I'm going through there. We hate doing this live with you all, but we're not going to go through a show with problems of sound. All right. Yes, it did make a difference. Okay. Check 1, 2, 3, everybody. Up. Oh, we got this echo going again. Well, it never has been. Okay. And we thought it was the phone the other day, and some sort of loop in the audio feed. And what in the world is going on? Check 1, 2, 3. Well, we're not going to do the show if it keeps echoing like this, Marty, and I don't know what we can do to solve it on the other end. But we'll be consulting Trekkie Techie. Okay. As we got feedback, Cliff Watson, hello. So, no, it's bad, Marty. And it ain't going away. Everybody hang on there. Check 1, 2, 3. No. Yeah, I'm almost virtually live over here. And I turn off the phone. All right, I turn off my smart tablet. Okay, I'm not gonna get uptight about it.
I think I got it.
Marty, think you got it there?
Yeah, turn yours back on again.
Okay. Turn mine back on. We've got a guest tomorrow, and we've got a guest on Wednesday. So we definitely want to have this fixed. We're not going to do the show if it keeps echoing like this, Marty, and I don't know what we can do to solve it. Yes, it looks good over there.
Yeah, hang on.
We'll be consulting Trekkie Techie. Okay. You think you figured it out there? How about plug your phone in now and see if it still does it? Because we'd like to hear Marty's golden voice over there. No, it's bad, Marty. Check 1, 2, 3. All right. Oh, I am a little bit behind. All right. Check 1, 2, 3. I'm going to give it a couple feed lines here. And we will restart this program here, and I'll cut off. We'll trim off the beginning of it. We'll reset it here in just a second. All right, just turn off my smart tablet. Now we have gone back to it. How you all live? Is everything okay? Marty, say something.
Turn yours back on again. I think what happened, one of our settings went to a default mode. And I just set it back to the wrong.
What do you want me to do?
Turn your iPad over there.
I do. I have it on.
Okay.
Yep. And have you got a good signal there with everybody? Okay, you think you know what you did?
No, yeah.
Let's fix it.
Wait a minute.
Okay. I think we're good. Okay. I'm gonna reset in 1, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to Stay Curious. I'm your host, MarQ. We hope you're enjoying your holiday time, and we hope that you enjoy today's program. We're broadcasting live from the American Space Museum Studios in downtown Titusville, Florida. Marty Wink was my co-producer for over almost 1,400 episodes. I've got to add it up. And we're glad that everybody is enjoying our program. It's 5.5 years into this. It's quite amazing. So behind me is a seminal event happening today. 60 years ago, when two Gemini spacecraft came within inches of each other. Literally. How'd that happen? What were the spacecraft? Stay curious, because we're going to talk all about that here on our program. But first there's our Santa Claus there on a Super Apollo. How cool is that? All right. Let me get the our comments up here with all of our friends. There we go. Live chat. There we've got the live chat. Echo, shut off phone. Looks like okay. Looks like everybody is working good there. So hope that you're into the holiday spirit, whatever you're celebrating. Hanukkah began Sunday. We're just a week away from Christmas kicking in here. Wednesday will be New Year's Christmas Eve. And we'd like to thank our Lake County Spaceport and Fox Lake, Illinois, for sponsoring Stay Curious in many ways. Of course, the owner of that, Steve Jokums. Steve, thank you. They have a Facebook page and a website. Lake County Spaceport is your source for space modeling information, and they do specialized products like the decals for the International Space Station, solar panels. And also you can't paint the tile underneath the shuttle, so Steve has a pattern for that. And even the blacker tiles are the newer tiles on the pattern. So thank you, Steve Jokums, for all that you do to support us in our Shuttle Fest. That is on track to be a tremendous event, June 19, 2021. Lake County Spaceport, your place for model decals and such. Check it out on Facebook and the website. 10 humans are orbiting Earth right now, okay? We're talking, it's still echoing, Marty. I got people saying it's still echoing. All right. It's bad. Pardon me? Maybe that's it. Turn my tablet completely off. There. Tablet's off. I have to wait a few minutes anyway here. So we'll get through this. Sorry. We'll have to do a serious deep dive tonight, tomorrow, fix this. 10 humans orbiting Earth right now, 642 in all eternity. As NASA, the voice of NASA, Hugh Harris used to say. We will have they celebrate the Christmas season in Russia, so you'll have 7 people on the space station for the holidays, 3 Chinese orbiting Earth there. And Crew 11 is going to be coming back sometime in February, right after Crew 12 being launched up there. So tomorrow's guest will be Bob Granat. Okay. He was a public affairs officer for NASA, as well as a couple other contracting companies. Ken Loudermilk. Can't wait to have Ken here on Wednesday, December 17th. I see him around town at the meetings I attend, represent the museum. He's the CEO of Via Space, our hometown rocket company in Cocoa, Florida. There. How's the echo going, Marty?
I think it's back again.
Well, it's hard to do a show with people listening to an echo there. I don't know what to do about it. How about unplug your mic is what Raj and I did, and then we didn't have anything.
I don't think that's it. But
I'm just saying what we did Friday to solve the problem.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about solving this problem today. So is there something, I wonder about that hookup that was done. Do those need to be unplugged? I don't know. I don't think it's.
Where's your phone, Mark?
Pardon me?
Where's your phone?
My phone's here. We've never had the problem with the smart tablet's off. My phone is right here. We're still having the echo.
Well, Carlton says it's 6 now. Tom Sontano says it's better.
Check 1, 2, 3, everybody. We'll wish a happy birthday here. Let us know, or else I'm going to abort the program because, well, I know you all don't want to listen to that.
It's working now. We're good.
We're good now. Okay. Somehow we unplugged your phone and everything went good. Robert Parker's birthday, and I didn't grab their birthday. It was yesterday, the 14th. Let me go to Facebook so I can read about that. So everybody's good. Okay, we're going to have to see what happened to... Let me see where Mr. Parker was born. I'm pretty sure I know, but he was born in New York City on December 14th, which 1936. That makes him 89 years old. Okay. And then Katie Coleman was born December 14th, 1860, in one of my favorite towns, Charleston, South Carolina. There's Parker. And a couple years ago there, he was a scientist astronaut selected by NASA, flew on STS-9 in 35, the first all-astronomy mission of Astrolab. Katie Coleman, happy birthday to her, playing the flute in space. 2 space shuttle missions, 73 and 93, and a Soyuz TMA-20 mission. She spent 180 days total in space. She was the bulk of that on Expedition 26 and 27. And she was born, like I said, in Charleston, South Carolina. Is a flute player and has taken the flute several times with her to the ISS, including a penny whistle from Paddy Maloney of the Chieftains. And he played in space with the great Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull, that rock group from England's influence with Ian's flute there. Aqualung. So Katie is a big Facebook monster. There, I love this picture of her with Joan Jett, the rocker Joan Jett. You get to do those kind of things when you're an astronaut, if you want to. So, Marty, you know Joan Jett, the rocker? I don't think you do. I love rock and roll. So put another dime in the jukebox, baby. And there ain't no jukeboxes around, and if there was, they would cost more than a dime. So there she is in the cupola with our friend Nicole Stott. And I see them at some events together. It's just so cool that they were in space together, and then they're on Earth together on there. So, all right. In this echo world we're having today, GT6, which is technically GTA6, Gemini Titan A6, was launched today 60 years ago with Wally Schirra as the commander and rookie Tom Stafford. They were doing a quick 4-hour flight to go in the proximity of the Gemini 7 astronauts, Frank Borman and Jim Lovell, who had been up in space already for 10 days. How did Gemini 6 get launched after Gemini 7? Let's tell you the story. As you see, Tom Stafford, the top bear, and the Mercury seasoned veteran Wally Schirra, there both have passed away. Well, on October 25th, 1965, a catastrophic failure of the Agena target vehicle canceled their launch. Many think that's when they had the abort. No. All right. They were supposed to do the first rendezvous of 2 spacecraft in orbit. The Gemini target vehicle didn't make it to space, okay, and they decided that instead of trying to hurry to get another Agena target vehicle up there, they would launch in December and have these 2 spacecraft, 2 Gemini. Although they wouldn't dock, they would go through rendezvous and a lot of maneuvers that would be really test the mettle of the engineering systems that would later be used on Apollo. Okay, actually scheduled for October 25th, it was put off until Gemini 7 was launched on. When was Gemini 7 launched? All right, but then they were going to be launched on December 12th. Okay, I'm trying to see when Gemini 7 was launched. My notes don't say it here, but they were in space 10 days, so they launched Gemini 5th on December 5th. So on Gemini 12th, they were going to go up there to them, and this was the world's first space rendezvous. This is the world's first abort of a Titan II on December 12th when the engine started and stopped after 1 second. This is hypergolic fuel, so they could turn them off. Schirra did not pull the D-ring to activate the ejection seat, saying he didn't feel any movement like in his Mercury flight. What he really said was he didn't feel anything in his butt. Okay, like the Mercury flight. That was a good thing, as the cabin was soaked in 100% oxygen, and ejection seat pyrotechnics might have created a fireball. But this is the start and stop of hypergolic fuels on that December 12th. So they launched 3 days later, which I think is pretty quick, Marty. And in our museum is this EKG and respiratory of Tom Stafford, okay, and Wally Schirra. And this was given to us by Bob Seek, who was one of the medical officers at the time. He wasn't a medical degreed officer. He was watching the data, all right, as a medical technician there. And Tom signed that. When you roll it out at the moment of this abort, it wasn't like they were scared in their EKG and respiratory. It was more like, darn it, we want to go. What's going on? Let's get this rocket off the pad. They were anxious to go. So they came down out of there and like 3 days later launched, which I think was really awesome. Forget what the anomaly was, but they figured it out. 4 hours later, they were rendezvousing, the first rendezvous in space between 2 active astronauts. There's the Apollo 15. I mean, the December 15th launch, I meant. And they called it Gemini A. All right. Using Gemini 7 as the target, they would go around it and do some major maneuvers. There's Tom Stafford before he died about 4 years ago with the Gemini 6A spacecraft in his beautiful Tom Stafford Museum in Weatherford, Oklahoma, where he grew up. There's the rendezvous. I would like somebody to tell me how you can tell the difference between the two. I'm not going to swear that is Gemini 6 we're looking at or Gemini 7. There must be some way to give it away in the patterns there, the colors. However, let's see, Gemini, one was Army and one was Navy. I think Wally Schirra had a sign that said Beat Army in his window for the 2 Army guys there, Lovell and Borman. So how excited would that be to see your buddies in the window right there, okay? And how tight was the quarters in there? This is training. When they shut those gull wings, their head was right on top of it. That is the bald head of Tom Stafford on the right and Wally Schirra on the left in a simulator. Okay, one of the simulators they had. They would close it to get used to the claustrophobic nature of that. Schirra said that he did most of the flying. Okay, and he said that I was amazed, quote, I was amazed at my ability to maneuver. I did a fly around inspection of Gemini 7, and it literally flying rings around it. I could move within inches of it in perfect confidence, said Schirra. The Gemini pair maintained their rendezvous for 3 orbits, then 6 departed to prepare for landing the next day, and it landed. It continued for another 3 days in space. No, Gemini 7 continued for another 3 days in space for almost 15 days total. Gemini 7 landed on December 16th, 1965, within 11 miles of the planned landing site, northeast of the Turks and Caicos. Some of you have taken cruise ships there. It was the first recovery of a spaceship to be televised live through a transportable satellite Earth station developed by ITT on the deck of the recovery aircraft carrier WASP. So there we have Apollo or Gemini 6 and 7 in history today in space 60 years ago. Wow, that's a long time ago, and I can remember that excitement back then. And there you go. That's how close they were. Imagine almost 15 days sitting there together like that. Excuse me for yawning like that. Let me get a drink. Okay. So we want to segue from the very important mission that proved the thruster systems and stuff were very that they were going to use on Apollo. Basically, the maneuverability was great. They understood celestial mechanics of rendezvousing and could have docked, but they didn't. Go ahead, Marty, with a question there.
I don't have the mic, but mostly Park wants to know: do those simulators still exist today, intact?
My answer is probably no, unfortunately, because when the simulations were done with Gemini, they tore them apart and threw them away, unfortunately. I remember the simulators for the lunar module in the flight crew training building at Kennedy Space Center. Bob Pearson, who passed away, was a trainer there. Marty, he told me that when he went in there after the launch of Apollo 17, that night, he went in the morning, there had already been a crew in there taking it apart with sledgehammers, and that he wanted to get the actual joystick handle, but he didn't. He got the cover off of it that they had, but he didn't have the joystick that somebody had taken it probably, and it's just amazing the lack of, I'm not going to say reverence, but lack of understanding of history that NASA had to just throw away all these flight crew, these training things. They never thought about, hey, would this museum like it? And they still don't to this day. I'm called up all the time. Hey, out at Ransom Road where they throw stuff away until they get rid of it or scrap it, is the Lunar Orbiter, is the Lunar Ranger spacecraft were thrown out there after they took them down from behind the engines of the Saturn V. Don't know what happened to them. Good question there. Keep them coming. All right. We're going to segue into some. Oh, yeah, I was looking for some pictures there of Chris Calley. Chris Calley's montage of the end of the program with Gene Cernan, the last human to set foot on the moon in 53 years. 53 years ago yesterday was when they blasted off the moon. They being Harrison Schmitt, nicknamed Jack on the left. He's 90 years old. Ron Evans, standing up and sitting down in the lunar rover. Gene Cernan, both have passed away. There is a photograph of Gino, last man on the moon, with lunar module number 12 called Challenger. Okay, the command module was called America. There's the lunar rover there, and the Stars and Stripes being saluted there. Of course, they're on a pole with other poles holding them out. And then the launch, tense launch at about 6 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, 53 years ago, December 14th. Live video was broadcast on live TV. 53 years ago, there was not 24-hour news network like CNN or whatever you enjoy, Fox and so forth. It was the cycle was in the morning and then 6:30 in the evening. All right, as Marty's drawing that picture, that beautiful ascent stage of the lunar module 12, where Marty, my co-producer here, actually was inside of that, Marty, and that was the last one on the moon. Anything special about it? Anything you remember? You didn't put anything in there to say I was here or anything like that. Oh, you can't talk on the microphone. That's all. But sorry about that. But I can relay it. Any sentimental ceremony at the pad or anything like that you all did when you Grummies realized you never put another one of these in orbit?
The only thing we did, we hung up a big sign that said, "This may be our last, but it'll be our best."
He
Well,
sung out a big
honestly.
saying that said, "This may be our last, but it'll be our best." And I've seen that sign on some of your framed artwork there, Marty. So what had to happen was all of these things shown in this picture, this diagram, had to go right. These are the explosive areas there, Marty. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I count a dozen easy there. Over a dozen pyrotechnics had to happen, correct, sir?
Yeah, more than that. Quite a bit more than that.
Quite a bit more than that, maybe like 2 dozen, all around. There was everything that was connecting these two had to be severed, and as Marty's told me over the years, one of the most important was the guillotine, where a lot of the wiring and some pipes went through, and they had 2 charges, one on each side, just in case the one would have done just as well. But that was a moment, right? The explosive guillotine for you, Marty. We've talked about it before. I love sharing that with you. Marty told me one time he got the comb, which I assume means putting the wires in order.
Yeah, make them straight.
Make them straight and so forth.
Places like that.
Yeah, you got to comb them so they were all straight on the Apollo 11 and the other ones probably too.
Oh, yeah.
So that it did. So he goes, oh yeah, he did. And that's what's so cool about our volunteers here. Unlike me, just a space geek, they have handled the hardware, done the things, and we're doing major things here at our space museum with our new shuttle volunteers coming on and telling me what I have. This is a look at the LEM 17 as it's in rendezvous with, 12. LEM 12. And the guy's looking out the window there. Ron Evans taking the photo. You can tell there's some buckling going on there with the titanium covers. And look at this on the back. And I always wondered about that. That looked scary to me. But then Marty took me out there on a tour and showed that this is where the exhaust vent is, that it vents out, which I never thought about that they would actually have exhaust vent out the side between the descent and ascent stage, and that's why that crinkles, right, Marty?
Yep.
And that's titanium?
Aluminum.
Oh, just aluminum. Okay, aluminum out, aluminum there, but it's not like Reynolds wrap aluminum, is it?
No.
A little bit thicker than that. So, but it buckles because behind, we're looking at behind, is a opening where the exhaust vents out. I thought you'd need all that energy to lift it up, but you probably need to exhaust it out for safety concerns too. Couple pictures of the guys inside the command module on the way back home 53 years ago today. There's Gene Cernan looking at a checklist. That's how they did their checklists, okay? 53 years ago was 3 ring and flip them through like a chart. Jack Schmidt getting cleaned up for going to keep the mustache for a while after he and Gino didn't shave for 3 days on the moon. And there's Ron Evans in the foreground there. Ron Evans, of course, did a spacewalk. That's not a photo of it. That is a Doug Forrest. Hey, Doug. This is Doug's pencil drawing of Ron Evans. And he even asked Ron about some things. And what Ron Evans has in his hand is a canister full of film, celluloid film that was exposed as he orbited the moon, taking pictures of interesting sights. Unfortunately, none that we went back and landed on, but he was given a big list from moon geologists and astronomers to look for things. But to see the data that he took in the SIM bay, the Science Instrument Mission bay there, he had to do a dangerous spacewalk using the commander's helmet. Of course, they took all kinds of gorgeous photos with those Hasselblad cameras on the moon. They brought back 200 and some pounds of rock, adding to the already almost 700 pounds brought back earlier. This is a rock about the size of something like that, maybe a couple walnuts, that had this fleck in it there. That's not gold, but that's a type of feldspar or something that geologists would recognize right away. Yes, Marty.
Read Tom Usiak's comment.
Oh, I didn't bring it up.
Well, it says the photo on the screen was Gemini 6. The way to tell the difference was 6 had the rendezvous radar and 7 did not, since it was the passive target.
Ah, okay. We'll go back to that. That's what I wanted to know there. Let's go back to our Gemini program there. Who can't get enough of these
Just
pictures?
on the green screen.
Yeah. Oh, on the green screen. Yeah, right, Marty. Yeah. So that's the rendezvous radar. Yeah. And tell me fast enough. Okay. Yeah, just kick that out there. So that is the rendezvous radar on the front there. Okay, so that is 6. Thank you. I knew there would be something on there to tell us about it there. So thank you, Tom Usiak. Thank you all for helping me be accurate, as we do like being accurate here, of course. And there's a rock, and then we're going to celebrate a little bit of artwork here. Chris Calley, who is really the champion of Apollo in the art world today, still championing it. This is his final boot print on the moon, his tribute. Again, Gene Cernan, Last Man on the Moon. Put the Earth behind there. This is a painting of Chris Calley's. And then he put the logos of all the missions in the Grumman logo. This is the only one you'll see of that. You can't buy that. You can buy it with the Apollo over the Earth. I think he has it there, but nice, huh, Marty? Nice. Are you getting that autograph for him out there? No, because it's Apollo people. And there's how to see more of Chris Calley's space art. We love promoting him. And we also love promoting Steve Jokums. There's the two of them together. Hey, guys. Look at those happy guys at our Friday night fundraiser at Shuttle Fest last April. So thank you all for bearing with our problem today. I'll get Bruce Jacobs to trim off the echo in the beginning. And we're into the holiday seasons. Merry Christmas, happy holiday, happy Hanukkah season now. There is the tribute to the Gemini by the great Don Mackey, artist there. Thank you for watching, Janet Gretsch. That's an excellent new name to watch. Gary Gerald, good friend of ours. John Doe, Mark Fell, Mostly Park, Carlton Bailey. Carlton, hope you're going to come in Friday for a little Christmas show. Cliff Watson, Tom Usiak, Doug Forrest, Dave Stange, Tom Celentano, Steve Jokums, and R.G. Jubilee, the one and only Rosalie. And what's Santa doing right now, Rosalie? He's on some distant planet, probably partying with the aliens up there. And we're going to get ready for the International Space Station to celebrate holidays up there also. Marty, go ahead.
Yeah, Janet Critch is asking, or saying, I'm wondering what Jack's favorite view from Terrace Litro was. What was Jack?
What was the famous? What was Jack Schweiker's?
What was his favorite view?
What was his favorite view from Taurus Litro? I don't know.
Hard to say.
Well, what was Schmidt's? They're asking me what it was his favorite.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was the Earth.
Yeah, I'm guessing it'd be the Earth, or seeing the moon's surface disappear below you as you were getting off the thing, because you knew you at least had a chance to make it home. That was always, if it didn't get off, there was no way to rescue them on the surface of the moon. So thank you for that question. And thank you for sticking with us today. And how about an old-timey look there? Look at that old-timey uh, Christmas card from another country. Not even sure what language that is up there, but little girl in a Christmas outfit, the moon looking down. Who can't say aw to that? All right. So get ready for the busy holidays. And like all the astronauts say, slow down to speed up. And those of you that love our Shuttle Fest, wow. About an hour ago, I opened up from astronaut Tom Jones a critique of our first draft of our 3-day event. And it's full of some great suggestions that we'll share with our committee to make Shuttle Fest as good as we can. And thank you, Tom Jones, for doing that. So until tomorrow, let's just go through here and put up Lake County Spaceport. Thank you for sponsoring us. Go look at the beautiful models of Steve Jokums. And if you need to have a shuttle model, he's got your thermal protection system put on there. 10 humans orbiting Earth. And tomorrow, Bob Granath will be here. And we'll make sure that we don't have any microphone problems. Until tomorrow, Wednesday, Kevin Loudermilk with the Via Space. They are a green rocket company here near us here in Cocoa, Florida, the only rocket company in Florida, and they're going to launch their rockets with recycled plastic, and Kevin will be here Wednesday to talk about that. So until tomorrow with Bob Granath, I'm Mark Marquette saying we can't wait to see you again to bridge the space between us with no echo.